They said he was just the janitor. A quiet single dad who swept floors, fixed broken lights, and kept to himself. So when the SEAL Admiral, one of the most feared leaders in the Navy, laughed and asked him, "And what was your rank, son?" Everyone expected a shy smile, maybe a nervous shrug. But the janitor didn't blink. He simply looked the Admiral in the eyes and said two words that made the entire room fall silent. Two words that made the Admiral stumble backward, his face turning pale. Fleet Commander. And that was the moment everything changed. Because the Admiral suddenly realized. The man he'd been joking with was someone whose name had been erased from the military. But whose legend was still spoken in hushed whispers. A man who disappeared after a classified disaster. A man who once commanded the oceans. And lost everything except his daughter. This is his story. The Navy training facility buzzed with tension that morning. It was inspection week, and Admiral Chase Rowan, known across the fleet as Iron Water for his unbreakable discipline, was in a mood sharper than a tactical blade. Recruits scrambled. Officers straightened their uniforms. You could feel pressure in the air like incoming storm clouds. Only one man moved slowly. Elias Mercer. The janitor. 40 years old. Quiet. Wore old boots. Never spoke unless necessary. Most people barely noticed him. But he noticed everything. Every leaky pipe. Every nervous recruit. Every shadow. His daughter, Emily, waited for him outside classrooms after her school hours, drawing little boats on scraps of paper while Elias worked. She was 10 years old, small, bright, and the single reason he kept breathing. People whispered about him sometimes. Smart guy, but strange. Always alert, like he's still watching. He's just a janitor, man. But no one truly knew him. Not yet. That morning, Admiral Rowan spotted Elias sweeping near the strategy hall. "Hey there," the Admiral called out, half joking, half mocking. "Did you ever serve? You look like one of those washed-out vets." A few officers nearby smirked. Elias kept sweeping, not answering. The Admiral walked closer, amused. "I asked what your rank was." "Come on, can't be higher than mine." Elias finally lifted his eyes, calm, steady, unreadable. "Fleet Commander." The broom stopped. The officers stopped. The Admiral froze. For a moment, there was nothing, no sound, no breath. Because that rank didn't exist anymore. It had been dissolved after a top-secret naval disaster called Operation Silent Rain. Every officer in the upper ranks knew the name attached to it. Commander Elias Mercer. The youngest fleet commander in U.S. naval history. A genius tactician. A ghost after Silent Rain. Declared dead by the Navy after a catastrophic betrayal inside the chain of command. And now, he was sweeping floors. Admiral Rowan staggered back, stunned. "It can't be, you're dead?" Elias whispered. "Yes. That's what they preferred." Something dark flickered in Elias's eyes, pain buried under years of silence. A door creaked behind them. Emily peeked around it. "Daddy? Are you okay?" The Admiral felt his chest tighten. This wasn't a joke anymore. Something enormous, something broken, was standing in front of him. Later that day, Rowan found Elias in the empty mess hall, fixing a loose table hinge. "Why are you here?" Rowan asked quietly. Elias didn't look up. "Because all I have left is a job, and my daughter." "But you were a fleet commander. You led 47 ships. You saved thousands." Elias finally looked at him. "And in one night, I failed thousands more." His voice trembled. "This is all I deserve." But fate wasn't done with him yet. That night, the base went into lockdown. A cyber attack targeted the Navy's secure servers. 3 destroyers went offline. And a rogue nation's submarine entered U.S. waters undetected. Everything pointed to sabotage from someone who knew Navy strategy. Someone on the inside. Rowan gathered his team, but their systems were compromised, their intel fractured, and their response lagging. No one knew what to do. Except one man. Elias Mercer walked into the command room, quiet, calm, eyes scanning the chaos with the instincts of the legend he once was. "You're looking in the wrong place," he said. The admiral turned. "What do you mean?" "The submarine isn't attacking," Elias said. "It's drawing attention. The real threat is your comms tower. They're trying to blind this base." Rowan swallowed hard. "How do you know?" Elias stepped forward. "Because this is exactly how I would have done it." That was when the admiral realized. The janitor wasn't just right. He might be the only person alive who could stop what was coming. The command room turned silent as Elias stood in the center, suddenly no longer invisible. He moved like someone who'd been waiting for this moment for years. "Show me the live feeds," he said. Rowan nodded at his team. Screens flickered. Maps spread across the wall. Signals blinked, most of them corrupted. Elias pointed instantly. "There. Sector D-17. The comms tower. They're using a signal scrambler. Probably military grade. Someone trained." Rowan stared. "You saw that in 2 seconds. It was always obvious." Elias sounded tired. "Your enemy used silent rain tactics. They think I'm dead, so they're confident." He turned toward the admiral. "Let's prove them wrong." Rowan's voice dropped. "I need you for this, Elias." Elias hesitated. "I told you. I'm not that man anymore." Emily's drawing, little boats, smiling suns, sat folded in Elias's pocket. He touched it unconsciously. "I promised my daughter I'd never go back." Rowan stepped closer. "And what will you tell her if this base is attacked? That you let others face danger you could have stopped?" Elias closed his eyes. His past echoed behind them. Screams. Explosions. A burning ship. A mission gone wrong because he trusted the wrong officer. His entire